where I should be talking about the Oklahoma Sooners because I have just gotten home from Oklahoma completely dominating Arkansas State. I'm here talking to you about Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffaloes completely shocking not only TCU, but the world. Yes, you heard me right. Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffaloes today get the win over TCU 45-42 in Coach Prime's first game as a head coach for the Colorado Buffaloes. And I don't feel like the world was ready for it. If you all watched this podcast when Coach Prime arrived at Colorado, then you heard me talk about how, hey, Coach Prime in Colorado could beat TCU. And in fact, I told you Colorado had a good chance at starting 3-0. A lot of you guys wanted to call me crazy for some reason. Colorado came into this game as an underdog by 20.5 points. Let me say that one more time. 20.5 points to the TCU Horned Frogs, who were just in the national championship. Mind you, they got mollywopped by Georgia, but they were just in the national championship, the runner-up. And Coach Prime comes into Fort Worth, comes into their backyard, and says, I'm going to bring my luggage, his Louis Vuitton. I know it's not how you say it, but Louis Vuitton, bringing that luggage in, and he's going to end up showing the world that the Colorado Buffaloes and the staff have arrived. Now, I'm not naive. TCU lost a lot. TCU still had a good offense. They scored 42 points in that game. It was a high-tempo game. Definitely the Colorado Buffaloes got tested. The thing that stands out to me the most is this stat line. Shedeur Sanders went 38 of 47, an 81% completion percentage, 510 yards, 4 touchdowns, averaging 10 yards a throw. Now, the rushing attack for Colorado, less than anything that catches your eye and says, okay, that was impressive. They only had 55 rushing yards. Dylan Edwards only had 6 carries. Savion Wilkerson had 13 carries for 45 yards. But you didn't see Cavassier Smoke or anybody like that. But Shedeur Sanders was able to disperse the ball and not get one, not two Colorado receivers or Colorado players over 100 yards, but 4 Colorado receivers over 100 yards. Dylan Edwards, 5 receptions, 135 yards. Travis Hunter, 11 receptions, 119 yards. Xavier Weaver, 6 receptions, 118 yards. Jimmy Horn Jr., 11 receptions, 117 yards. Jimmy Horn Jr. and Xavier Weaver might sound familiar to you because we sat here and told you they performed at USF and they were going to be weapons for Shedeur Sanders. You saw it today. Travis Hunter is not only a weapon on the defensive side of the ball, but an offense for Sanders on the offensive side. And by the way, there is a chance that if Shedeur Sanders continues to have days like today, where he gets an interception, he's scoring on the offensive side of the ball, he's being a productive member on the offensive side, you could see not only Shedeur Sanders in the conversation for a Heisman, but you could see Travis Hunter trying to vie for a Heisman spot. When was the last time we saw somebody play both positions or 2 different sides of the ball, 2 positions, and succeed really well? This shows you, one, how athletic Travis Hunter is. And you're going to see not only wide receivers start looking at Colorado, all of these secondary kids that have the idea that they want to play wide receiver as well, Coach Prime's going to give them that opportunity. We've seen it here. Hence this, Jacoby Johnson for the Oklahoma Sooners. 4-star athlete out of Mustang, Oklahoma. We got to see him on the field today. In high school, not only did he play corner, He played wide receiver. You would imagine a guy of his talent and his caliber probably would have played for Colorado today, not only in the secondary, but as well on the offensive side of the ball. That's what I mean. Kids are going to take note not only of what happened on the field today, but what's going to continue to happen on the field for Colorado. And if we continue to see that development for Travis Hunter, for a Cormani McLean, for a Miles Slusher, then people are going to look at it and go, I want to play there. I mean, Shiloh Sanders had 9 solo tackles today, 10 total. Now, the Colorado defense, they have things they need to clean up. Let's not act like Colorado just played absolutely perfect today and then TCU just happened to lose this game by 3. No. TCU threw 2 interceptions. But we expected the Colorado defense and these secondaries to do this to teams this year. Like, if you didn't expect the Colorado secondaries to go out there and create turnovers and wreak havoc for quarterbacks, then what are you doing? What are you thinking? Seriously, I'm asking that question. But Colorado, although they didn't play a perfect game, they have a lot that they can take away and learn from. The first thing is, Colorado defense, y'all got to provide a little bit more pressure from your defensive line to your quarterback. You have a guy in Jordan Dominic who had, what was it, like 29 sacks or something like that in his career at Arkansas and Georgia Tech. You need Jordan Dominic to be that dude for you on the defensive line. You need to be able to provide more pressure. You need to get back there and, again, cause havoc in the backfield. Levante Bentley had a good day today. 5 total tackles. But, again, I feel like you want to see a little bit more from him in the cleanup duties as the linebacker, right? This is going to be a guy, as a senior, coming from Clemson. You want to see a little bit more from the production standpoint. You want to see him leading the way and cleaning stuff up. That's what you want. So we learned a lot today about the defense. And I'm sure Coach Prime and Nick Williams and Andre Miller and all of these guys are going to come in and they're going to clean it up. It might not be pretty for the next couple of weeks, but if you put out the performance you put out today over the next 2 weeks, you're going to beat Nebraska and you're probably going to beat the brakes off Colorado State. Now, what you do against Oregon, again, as I said last year in January when we were talking about this team, you're likely not beating Oregon. Oregon's a really good defensive team. And they got Bo Nix again. They're going to be good on offense. USC, on the other hand, that's a game that is winnable, although you're going to have the reigning Heisman winner on the other side of the ball, and it's going to be hard to stop him. San Jose State showed you, hey, you can put points up on this defense. So if Colorado can come in there with a high tempo like they did today in Boulder with an elevation change, maybe you can get the USC defense running enough to where it's just an absolute all-out shootout battle, and maybe Shedeur Sanders can go out there and win it for you. There is a world where Colorado could be 4-1 in their first 5 games. There's also a world where they're just 3-2. But I'm sure people are going to, not 1, overreact this week. They're going to overreact to Colorado. But 2, there are going to be people that still don't believe in what Coach Prime is able to do. Coach Prime won at Jackson State. He's going to win at Colorado. It might not look pretty at times. But as you've seen today, he's bringing a winning culture to Boulder. And where they were not the favorites, TCU was favored by 20.5 points. Colorado went in there, and they took care of business. And now they're looking ahead to next week to go play Matt Rule and the Nebraska Cornhuskers, who are going to be coming off their first loss of the season, 0-1. Matt Rule, so far now, has not won a game at Nebraska. You guys can make them 0-2. So, guys, I want to hear from you, and I want to hear what y'all's thoughts are around the performance from Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffaloes, because, in all honesty, I'm sitting here watching the OU game live in the stadium, and I have YouTube TV pulled up here on this device because I have to see what's going on with this game. Especially when you see at halftime, Colorado's up 17-14. Their first lead at halftime since 2021. Interesting stat for you, right? But guys, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like, hit that subscribe button, jump down in the comments below, and let me know what y'all's thoughts are around the performance from Coach Prime, Shedeur Sanders, and the entire team out there at TCU.